Hi, and welcome to the RetroGen podcast. Today I got a guest with me who's a fellow filmmaker, and he's made a film called Connie Lynn. His name is Lee Westwick. How are you doing today?
I am good, thank you very much, Jeffrey.
Oh, thank you for coming. So this film of yours, Connie Lynn, can you tell us a bit about it? What's it about and that?
Well, Connie Lynn is a psychological thriller, and it's obviously about a woman called Connie Lynn, and I don't want to give too much of the game away, but she's toying with emotions, and a lot of stuff has been like going on in her life. She's been traumatized in many ways. She's going through therapy, and like Benny Lynn is like, well, sorry, I have to say Benny Lynn has a lot of involvement in her life. Like, this is like a subject where I cannot give too much of the game away, and you have to watch the movie to kind of like, I think like more synopsis wise, it's just Connie Lynn trying to find her way in life.
Okay, so you can't give it too much away. So is it one of those films where that you kind of have to?
Well, no, when I think at this stage, I can turn like round and say that Connie herself is not human.
Like an alien?
She can be an alien if she wants to be an alien. No, Connie is, Connie herself is artificial intelligence, disguised as advanced as possible to look like a human. You've seen these whole AI robots like in Japan, and the technology that's going on in America and Silicon Valley where they're building all these robots. They don't quite look as far human yet as possible. Now, Connie Lynn herself is actually an artificial intelligence robot trying to survive in a human world.
Okay. So you say about artificial intelligence, and the character of Connie Lynn is mainly that, but I mean the film itself, Connie Lynn, is very much to do with artificial intelligence. Because tell us a bit about that, like behind the scenes.
Yes, well, this is funny how this turned out because I'm going to tell you about the original plan. The original plan was to write a psychological thriller, and like I've always wanted to do different styles and genres of film. We've done dramas, we've done action movies, and we thought, I want to do a psychological thriller. So I wrote 17 pages of a script, completely got stuck, did not know where to go with this film. And you're talking for about at least 2 months, just like looking at it, what do I do? And I thought, no, I'm just going to can this for now and come back to it later on. So I canned it on the shelf. And then, like, was discussing it with one of my friends, and he said to me, have you thought about getting the artificial intelligence, GTP3, to write the actual script for you? And at the time I thought, that sounds absolutely crazy. I mean, would you not yourself think that's crazy?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like also I'm like brushing off as is that even possible? You know, do we have access to the AI? So, like further talking to my friend, he had access to GPT-3, Elon Musk's Sam Altman's GPT-3, and he was like, "No, this can be done." I'm like, "We need to do this. We need to do this." I'm always striving to do stuff that's not been done before, you know, to kind of like not sounding too big-headed, but like pave the way for other people. Like I think like I was gonna say then like show them how it's done, which seems a bit kind of like arrogant, but it's not that. It's more I want to open doors for other people. I mean, like if I have done something with a movie and I've used AI to write a movie, you know, I would gladly, happily see other people go down the same route and for them to use AI to write movies. You know, I'm trying to open doors and pave ways and give other people ideas, but it's also thinking outside the box and doing stuff outside the box. I mean, we can't stagnate in any form of life. We have to keep on thinking outside the box. We have to keep on moving, trying new methods, testing new methods, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and if it works, it works. But we can't stagnate. We just have to keep on thinking of new ideas all the time.
Okay. Because You talk about like well, writer's block, and you got people having like different ways, like, oh, you have a shower, clear your mind, go for a walk. You seem to go like almost the nuclear option of dealing with writer's block and that. So you say you wrote some of it before.
No, I wouldn't say it's sort of like that. For me, it was more because I didn't just completely can it. I put the script away, and then I'd get it out, and a few days later, I'd like go over it and just try. And you kind of like struggle in your mind, where can I take this? And you think of an idea and you write it down, and you're like, no, that's just not gonna work. No, there needs to be something else. So then you're like, actually, no, I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna come back to it. You know, it can't be something like, well, I've done this before. When I'm writing, I would literally start writing a script and I would not stop until that script is completely finished. I'm so involved and invested in the characters and where the story is going, and you just carry on and carry on. Whereas opposed to Connie Lynn, it was more try, write a bit. No, that's not working. But the fact that my friend came to me and said to me, you know, and a big shout out and thank you to him, because without him, Connie Lynn would not be what it is today. But because he gave me that opportunity, it's again seizing every opportunity you can actually seize. You know, just grab onto it. And I thought, no, we need to go with this. And I'm actually so glad we did. And like, we literally only spent 2 hours. We put the 17 pages of the script into the GPT-3, into the sandbox, and it kind of like guides you. One thing I must say is, like, there's all this argument about AI taking over. You know, in every aspect of life, is AI going to take over? A robot's going to take our jobs? A robot's going to do this? A robot's going to do that? And you're like, you know, I'm always like, I'm not scared of the future. I'm not scared of robots. I'm not scared of them because I have this personal belief of like, don't let them take over. I mean, they could be dangerous. AI could be dangerous, but that's if it falls into the wrong hands. I'm always under the firm belief of like, you should work with the AI. Work with it, not against it. Don't use it as a tool, like as such. Work with it. And we found that doing the script. It would come up with about 5, 6, 7 paragraphs within the space of like 60 seconds. And then we would read through it and be like, yeah, actually, that is gold. That is good. We don't really like that part there. So we'd take that last paragraph off. And then we gave it more instructions, like 1 or 2 little word sentences to give the AI an idea of like the characters more, so the AI can get a feel for the characters, and then it will continue to write another 4, 5, 10 pages. And so we found working with the AI and not using the AI is like how we would put it, basically.
Okay, so because you think about AI and different like well, like computers in general, like they're very good at like number crunching, very good at like saying, okay, this equals that, that goes into that. But we often think about like, oh yeah, the creative side, like making paintings, making pictures, making films, making music. We often think that to be, oh yeah, but only like a true human can do it. But I mean, in recent times, that hasn't been the case, has it? Because we see more that artificial intelligence can make things like pieces of art. You may think that, like, okay, that a human could have done this, but it's like, no, this was done by a machine. It's like, wait, what? And
well, no, I would actually say in part machine, because if you look at DALL-E and other digital art platforms where AI is creating art, it's a human that is giving it the instruction to paint this with this, and I want it in this style. You're just giving the robot an instruction. It's only just doing the physical task for you. The actual creation and the thinking is partly coming from you in a small way. Tiny way. Like with the Connie Lynn script, 17 pages is nothing compared to a whole 64 pages of an entire movie, so that the AI created. But without our input, the AI would not know where to take it. So it's, like I said, working with the AI rather than the AI just, you know, getting up and, like you said, maybe drawing a piece of digital art or doing a painting. You know, you're still have that involvement.
So, is your dynamic with the AI sort of like a producer goes to a writer and is like, I got this film, this concept, this is kind of what the kind of vibe, the kind of story that we want. Go write this. Is it? Would you compare that dynamic to that you're the producer, the AI's the writer?
I would compare it to we've literally just replaced the entire writers. We don't need writers anymore. Literally, we do not need writers. You know, it was like, we don't need a writer for this movie. Literally, let's get a robot to do it. Let's replace that human with a robot. It works, and we proved it worked.
And I think there's going to be many people like listen to this going to be like, I'm going to be out of a job.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they're not necessarily completely. They would not necessarily completely be out of a job, but then, like, I know AI and technology advances so fast, but you know they could still be in a job for another 5 or 10 years. That's enough time for them to make some money and retire.
So do you think this will be more like prominent, like as we go on, say 10 years? Like, do you think AI will be more involved in film or in different fields?
When you think about it, artificial intelligence is involved in movies quite a lot at the moment anyway. There's a lot of computers involved. But I think more the question should be, I mean, I hope so. Obviously, I can't see into the future and know whether it will become more on the writer side, and like even like maybe to get an artificial intelligence robot and actually put it in a movie, and then you know next thing you know you've got an AI that's a director, and AI that's an editor, and AI that just does every single human aspect that would be involved. You know, you've got a AI robot up a ladder just changing a light bulb for the lights on the scenery of or an AI robot just sat in the back office just designing some props. You know, it can happen.
What, animation?
Animation. But, you know, it can happen. I don't think we're fully there yet. I mean, I would like to hope so. But I also don't want it... I wouldn't personally, myself, want it to be completely, like, oh, this whole entire movie, the whole production was just created by robots. There needs to be some human involvement with the AI, so it's like meeting in the middle, and I wouldn't say using them. Well, as a tool.
Well, I mean, we're using the same way as writers, but would you call a writer a tool?
All robots have feelings. I just didn't want to say, oh, you're a tool. I'm using you.
Yeah,
you know?
When the robots rise up, you don't want that to be the soundbite that goes against you. You want to.
He called me a tool. He's finished.
So, are you worried that, say, you'll be replaced by like a robot, or there'll be no more? There wouldn't be a need for you anymore.
I think myself writing could possibly be replaced by robots. Well, no, it can actually be. Whether it continues within the movie industry, film industry, and people go down that route and choose that option, and it becomes more widely popular, and before you know it, every single like season or series you're watching on your Fire Sticks and that are like, oh, this was written by a robot, this was made by a robot. I'd like to hope it goes there, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind if the writer side was taken over by that. I still feel like the director side or the actor side, it could meet in the middle and be both.
How would that work? Like actors, aside from having like robots being the people.
No, it's like exactly what I mean. Like you've got a robot as an actor, and you're sitting there like, I don't know, you're seen at a dinner table, and you're just talking to the robot, and you're having a conversation with it, and well, whatever happens in that script. But you know, it can work where humans are interacting with robots more in movies, so you have robot actors.
And would they be playing humans? Because we got loads of humans playing robots. Why not the other way around, eh?
Well, yeah, it can be, and yeah, I actually agree with that. Which is the same as Connie Lynn, because yeah, Kate Hargrave, who plays Connie Lynn, she is a robot. She's artificial intelligence. Yeah. She just looks so more advanced technology-wise that she's actually, leaving people think, is she human? Is she a robot? But I've just given the game away now, so,
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you went to the artificial intelligence with this film. Like, the AI didn't approach you and say, here's a script, make this film.
Again, maybe one day we can see that.
Maybe.
The robots are taking over.
So, I had this thought in my head for a while, but what about, like, artificial intelligence owning IP? Because there was this case where this photographer lost his camera inside this animal enclosure, and then this monkey found the camera and took a selfie of himself.
Find his keepers.
Exactly. And there were people that suggested that, well, considering, it's your camera and you lost it, but as soon as the monkey took the picture, technically doesn't the monkey own the copyright?
I would totally agree with that. Yeah. Absolutely agree. No, the monkey definitely owns copyright on that photo.
Not getting all the royalties.
It should do. The monkey should be getting 100% royalties for that photo, I am telling you.
So, with that being said, what about the same for AI? Like, at what point does the AI own the IP?
For that, I'm thinking, well, that can be a topic of debate, but at the same time, I think, like, with that, you're thinking too far, like, 40, 50, 60 years down the line, where it would, or even 100 years down the line, who knows how fast technology is going. Elon Musk, please start working on these human robots faster. It's more how far down the line in the years to come are robots going to be integrated into society that we live in, When are you going to go to your local supermarket and it's not going to be a human that you interact with at the checkout? You're actually going to get a robot sat there. You put your food on the conveyor belt and it's just scanning. Would you like your receipt? Yeah, sure. How far down the line are we talking when humans are completely integrated into society?
Well, we got self-checkouts, which is sort of like a step in that direction, isn't it? I mean,
it's a step, but to me, it's just a computer. I mean, like an actual physical robot that's, gonna be working in the local supermarket. It's scanning the products, and then it asks the boss, "Can I go for a cigarette break?" And then you just it's out there at the smoker's yard, and then basically, it's out there in the corner, and 1 minute you're out there smoking, and you're just casually just having a cigarette with some robot that's integrated into society.
Well, you see,
that's a long, long way down the line.
I know, like, we get films like, say, Blade Runner or Terminator, like, robots that look almost like identical to humans, but with slight little tails. Or you may get, say, Data from Star Trek, who's an android who endeavours to, like, become more human. Like, he's fascinated by it, but he's not quite there. He wants to do that. Now, we see in sci-fi that's been an element of society ever since, maybe arguably since, like, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, that we create life through outside the usual means that humans make life, but they sort of what's the consequences of it? Like, do we have the right to make life like that?
I'm no lawyer, but at the same time, all I can say is I totally agree that we should. I think we should be, advancing technology more and more, and I really do. I personally would love to see a world where robots are integrated in society and are treated with the same way that humans are treated.
Yeah, because I guess they wouldn't really like that, and if they're treated poorly, like we see with Blade Runner, we treat them like slaves. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to not be happy.
Yeah, no. If I see a robot in like 20, 30 years and it's in my local Tesco and it's just there at the till and it's scanning my food through the checkout, and then I've got another one that comes up to me and says, "Oh, sir, would you like your bags packed?" "Yes, please." And then I would like to think that they would also be on minimum wage.
And would it be the same as humans? Like, come on. I mean, there must be. Like,
Well,
yeah.
The technology would advance so much that I think that robots would have emotion and the same emotion that a human would have. The way I see Connie Lynn, to be honest, like, and this is like played in my mind a little bit, is if you cast your mind back to like Pinocchio, you know, it's a wooden boy, but he doesn't want to be a wooden boy. He wants to be a real boy. He wants to be like part of society. He wants to be human. He wants to have the feelings, and that's the same as Connie Lynn. She's an artificial intelligent robot, and then she's going out there. She's interacting with humans who don't know. Some of them don't even know that she is actually artificial intelligence, but she's herself is going on this whole new learning curve and journey emotionally to try and understand the emotions of humans and understand what it's like to actually live as a human.
So when you casted this, when you got all like, the actors in, and you said, all right, here's the script. This is written by artificial intelligence. What sort of things were they thinking?
Well, this is a kind of a little fun. This is like total BTS that's only coming out now. Yeah. When we initially got the script completed, it was our decision. I spoke to Joshua Morrison about this, and I was like, should we, like, what's the words I'm looking for? I'm struggling here. Like, should we disclose to all cast members that Connie is AI and there might be another few people? I'm not going to give the game away for the movie. You have to watch it and basically figure it out from yourself. That are there other actors within the movie? Are there other characters that are also AI, and which ones are actually human? You know. So I said to him, should we disclose to all cast members, this is the script, this is the movie. It was written by AI. Some of the characters are AI, but you're human. You're AI. And after like an hour of discussion with Joshua Morrison, it was more, do you know what? We think we would get natural, better reactions if we only tell certain cast members, like, and pull them to one side and have like a separate meeting with them, like, you know, Nazeku, yeah, you're actually a robot, but don't tell nobody, you know. So when he comes along, he's doing his like amazing acting skills. It's like he knows he's playing a robot, but he's got to try and pretend to the other cast members that he's actually a human character, and it worked. It was so powerful on the screen. It worked. The same with Kate Hargrave, telling her, you're playing an AI, and as your AI, maybe some more characters. I'm not going to give any more away. But yeah, it worked, because then you've got the ones that are not AI that are coming into them, like actors coming in, and they're just reading the script, not knowing it was written by AI, artificial intelligence, not knowing whether there's any other people that are robots or artificial intelligence that are the characters, and they're just going into it, talking to them like they're humans, and that's what we wanted, and it worked.
Okay, so how was the production different, to say, because you've made films before that are like, well, I mean, this is your first one written by AI, but like writing films that filming films that you've written versus filming films written by AI. What was the difference in production there?
I don't think there was much difference in production. There is only one thing that was toying on my mind for a long time during post-production as well. It was like the ones that we have told, the actors that we've told they're artificial intelligence, are they gonna come across as wooden? Are they gonna come across as robotic? Are people that are gonna watch the movie, are they gonna actually understand that, oh, that person is acting like a robot because they are a robot, or are they just gonna watch it and go, no, that person's acting is so robotic and wooden, And that's terrible. That girl's acting right there, it's so robotic.
Yeah.
But it was a worry whether people would understand that it was done on purpose, you know. But I think that worry sort of went away. Like the more interviews we've done on like radio stations, podcasts, got talking to people about it, getting the movie out there more. I think people now understand that because it was written by AI, and people know now that some of the characters are also AI. I'm not saying any more of which ones, you have to guess for yourself. But I think now people would understand. But at the time, it was a worry on my mind that, this person is playing a robot, but that's also trying to be human. And to be honest, the ones that are AI, absolutely astounding performances and blew it out of the water and just done it so good. And blowing my own trumpet there as well.
Oh, brilliant. So, okay, we talked about how like actors sort of not responded to it. What about audience? Because you said you were concerned about that, but what other things have audience members have said about it?
Do you know what really blew it away for me? And I was literally, you were there that night. You were there that night yourself as well. The premiere for the movie at View Cinema in Piccadilly Circus in the West End in London. It was just like mind blowing. After the film finished and those geese at the end of the movie flew past the screen and the rolling end credits started coming on, I just sat there like, oh my god. I was actually just like, oh wow, what have we created? I was literally blown away. I just can't even describe anymore the feeling I had, other than the fact that I literally tears rolling down my eyes, of like tears of joy, tears of happiness, and I just remember standing up and then just being like, oh my god, wow. And then for all the audience to stand up and to receive a standing ovation from the audience, and they're all just there like clapping, because I was like, that is it. That was the spot. That was the key. That was it in my mind. It's signed, sealed, delivered. It's perfect. It's done. I've delivered. AI has delivered. Kate Hargrave has delivered. I've delivered. Yourself has delivered. Joshua Morrison has delivered. Nazeku has delivered. And all the Swaylee has delivered. I'm trying to think of all the cast members now. I'm going through Nick Fields. Sorry, I nearly missed out Nick Fields. Every single character in that movie absolutely delivered, and everyone on post-production as well, right through to Solomon Watkins. Every single person delivered, and it's that like build up of going through script to production to like filming, little errors and things that might mess up during production. But stuff happens, and you're like, oh, we didn't get that sound right, we need to do this again. No, that shot's not right, we have to do it like this. It's so stressful, but when it all comes to a head, that key moment, I was just like, wow, we've actually produced something that is absolutely fucking amazing.
And I know you on that night you were quite like, I know you was just grinning like ear to ear all night. You were in euphoria.
I couldn't stop for 2 weeks. I woke up every day for the next 2 weeks, just like, that movie is gold. It was just like I was floating. That's the only way I can describe it. I wasn't even walking down the street. I was floating down the street every day for at least 2 weeks after that.
Oh, I wish we could get high like that. So, would you use AI again?
Would I use AI again? I think from everything I've said in this podcast, the answer has to be yes. And I think that, to me, that's a rhetorical question from everything I've said in this interview, that, I would absolutely use AI again. 100% would use AI again. And maybe one day we'll get to a point where we actually have a robot sat on a chair having a conversation with Kate Hargrave or Nick Fields or Nazeku or myself or maybe yourself. And yeah, hopefully one day we will actually have robots that are programmed with their lines and they just walk in and deliver.
I don't know. I haven't really experienced too much about AI. I mean, I played around the DALL-E thing and just made some like weird images.
That is always fun to play with.
Oh yes,
it's always fun to play with that.
Yeah, it's because making pictures of like, I don't know, like different fictional characters meeting in a weird setting, or styling something in the style of Vincent van Gogh, and and it can do that. It can do that in sometimes it would take like a few
Connie
minutes.
Lynn is the lady with the pearl earring.
Yeah. Okay. So where can people find Connie Lynn?
You can literally find Connie Lynn on Amazon Prime Video. Go check it out, and yeah, honestly, I hope you enjoy it as much as we did.
Oh, fantastic! And what's on the horizon for you? What else are you working on?
We're working on a few more movies, but okay, we're working on one. This one isn't involving AI yet. We may find a task for AI. Who knows? Yeah, we just want to keep on, pushing boundaries, thinking outside the box. One thing I do want to say is that initially when I had this idea, and my friend had the idea of like using AI to write a movie and produce a movie, there were, I'm not going to mention names, but there were some people that turned around and goes, you're a total crackpot. This is not going to work. It can't happen. You're just dreaming of like a fantasy land that's 100 years away. And like, you know what? No, that from those people just made me want to do it even more. And sort of like, just to get that message out there to people, like, it doesn't matter what industry or what you're doing. If you have an idea, don't let people tell you that can't work. Go with it, run with it, do it. If it turns out it doesn't work, at least you tried. That's it.
Couldn't agree more there. Well, thank you very much, Lee, for coming, and
You're
it's
welcome.
been it's just an illuminating talk. Like, just interesting, like about the AI and just how it's used in different things, and it'd be interesting to see how different ways it's going to be used in the future. But yeah, thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys later.